Thank you, my dear teacher, for accepting this interview. Now we are going to talk about how change the language in different situations. Um, can start?
Yes, yes, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you, Carlos. Yeah, we can start.
Thank you. The first question is how can you differentiate language from dialect?
Well, language, first of all, it's something that the country has accepted as formal language, and a dialect is just like an informal way to communicate to each other, but sometimes those persons that speak the language do not understand the dialect. Language everybody understands, but dialect just few persons.
Yeah. How can you define the morphology?
If we talk about morphology of a word, it will means, for example, the word jump. Okay, it's just the word jump, but if we add ing at the end, we will give an action to that word, jumping. So now I know that I'm jumping, okay? Or you can add it other thing like make it in the past or in the future. So that's the morphology of a word. You can play with that.
Okay, thank you. How can you define syntax?
Well, syntax is another way to see different languages. For example, in French, to define an apple in the table with a color, you will say that's a pomme rouge. Okay? And in English, you will say a red apple. In English, the color is first and the object is second. In French, it's the opposite way, but it's the same meaning.
Okay. What is the most common way in which dialect of a language vary? Pronunciation, spelling, or sentence formation?
I will say is the pronunciation. We have the example here in South America. Ecuador have a way to pronounce the language, but back on Argentina is the same language, but they pronounce different. Yeah, I would say pronunciation is the best one. Yeah.
Okay. What is the most common reason for dialects to vary? Geographical location, economic status, or educational status?
I would say it will be the geographical location. We have the perfect example here in our country with the coast people and the highlands. We speak the same language, but the geographical situation make us to pronounce different the words.
Excellent. Taking into account English language, can you tell an existent difference in regard to pronunciation, spelling, and sentence formation between British and American English?
Yes, yes. For example, if we take pronunciation, for example, people who has born and raised in UK, they are going to pronounce the word water, water, something like that. When others pronounce water, something like that. In America, they're going to say water.
And spelling?
And the spelling, for example, if you want to express what are you wearing, in America they are going to say, I like my pants, I'm wearing my pants, but back in UK they are going to say my trousers. If a British person tell me treasure, I'm not going to understand. So it's just a different spelling, but the same meaning, yeah.
And in the sentence formation?
Sentence formation, British way to speak is more formal. Yeah, in American it's a little bit simple. For example, if you're in UK, they are going to say, I have got to have live now, something like that. Yeah. And America, they're going to say, I have to live now. Yeah. They use more the
simple.
past tense. Yeah, more
More
simple.
simple than.
Yes, in America. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The next question is taking into account Spanish English. Can you tell an existing difference in regard to pronunciation, spelling, and sentence formation between coast and Sierra regions speakers?
Yes, of course. In pronunciation, we can take the word phosphorus. I'm from the coast, so I'm going to say phosphoro. I am I do not pronounce well the S, but back on the highlands they do phosphorus. They spell better.
More accented the S.
Exactly, yes. And
And
for
the
spelling, if I want to describe something to write, if I am the coast, I'm going to say préstame la pluma. Okay, and we understand that it's something to write. But back on the highlands, they are going to say, hey, I'm not a bird, I don't have feathers. Pluma, the translation, I have a bolígrafo. So it's different words, but the same language, yeah.
And the sentence formation?
Sentence formation, it will be the way how you express yourself in a sentences. In Highlands, they say, darás me viendo, right? With the accent.
Yes.
In the coast, we say, míralo, yeah, just like that. It's different, yeah.
Okay, teacher. The last question is there any other dial variation that you can tell how it happens?
Yes. Now the industry, it's the way how they are selling things. They are doing a polite way to do not damage feelings to others. For example, if they want to sell something to sterilize your mouth, they're not going to say, oh, this is for bath breath. No, they're going to say, oh, this is for morning breath. So it's a polite way to sell the things. We call it euphemisms.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, teacher.
My pleasure.